I I went to there was a restaurant my wife and I went to a week or two ago, and they had some nice shirts there. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'll see. So I'm trying to like figure out how much they cost to buy, and they don't have any like labels on them. I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. And so then I finally found some lady to ask, like, oh, how much are the shirts? She's like, oh, they're between $20 and $25. I'm like, why are there like, there's no prices on them? She's like, yeah, you just take them to the register and then
They figure.
I'm thinking like, so I basically, like, yeah, I was like, I just thought that was, I don't know. I want to know how much I'm paying.
Is it mood-based?
What's that?
Is it mood-based? You bring up the shirt and they're like, it's between 20 and 25. What is it?
Maybe it was 20 and 24. Maybe like a little more accurate. But I was like, yeah, maybe I was thinking like your size, maybe. But maybe that wasn't even
style.
it.
Maybe different styles are different.
Maybe, but like some of the shirts had, some of the other style shirts had, and pants had prices on them that were quite high.
Too? At a restaurant?
They had pants, yeah. Well, it was weird. They had like this little.
You spill your spaghetti all over your lap, they got you covered. That's probably a good idea.
I didn't think about that.
Italian restaurant, because that's what you're gonna do.
Yeah, hadn't really thought about that tack. Yeah, they had
Olive Garden oopsie collection.
I did it again.
Well, they had pants, shirts, and they had lobster tails as well that you could buy. So they had a variety of things.
Wait a minute. That you could eat, or the lobster tail was a
No,
gimmick?
they just sold you the lobster tail, and then I guess you had to cook it somewhere else.
Oh, so not like a clothing, not like a costume, like a kid's. Like Burger King has the crowns. I'm just making sure. I'm building a picture here.
How much did you pay for your last Burger King crown, Pat?
Do they charge you for that?
Well, I don't know.
I know I got a Krispy Kreme hat one time. The paper Krispy Kreme hat when I went in one time. I
don't think they do, but that'd be quite the good scam if you worked there. It's like,
sell them. Yeah, $3, $4,
$5.
Oh, that's too much. How about $1? I'll take a quarter. Give me a nickel. It'll be fine. We'll work something out.
You got any change under the seat?
Probably.
You got a raisin.
My macro pad raisins.
Can you trade me a macro pad for this, please?
Now I'm going to need to make a video. I'm going to have to. I wonder if I have any raisins. I could hide one in here. We could go spelunking and see if we can find it in there on video.
Is that how you pronounce that word?
No,
I've only never
I
seen
know
it
it's
written.
spelunking, but it's
okay.
It's fun to say some words wrong.
I was questioning myself. Oh God.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say it.
It's a good word, but I don't think I've ever been in a cave.
You've never been in a cave? That's
I don't
interesting.
think I have.
Huh.
That's probably good.
That is interesting.
I've been in a coal mine.
That's kind of like a cave.
But it's not it's a hole somebody dug. I know it's a deep, complicated hole, but it's still somebody dug it. A cave is, I don't know, something out of Scooby-Doo, right?
Yeah, that's accurate, I think.
Yeah, that's where the...
Turns out, I was a mine the whole time.
If it weren't for those meddling kids.
There was, where I used to live and where Alex still lives, there's actually a tunnel there that it's like carved out, it's like what? This sump house tunnel, you've seen that or probably been there, right, Alex? Anyway,
I think so.
There's this tunnel that I think was supposed to be like a big railroad junction in this small town, basically. This was supposed to have some big transportation effects, basically, on the area. And they only dug it out like a mile or so. Basically, you can just walk back there and it just ends. And apparently on the other end, you could go back there, but then now there's a lake that covers it because it's not through all the way. And anyway, this
is where what he's telling you is this is where the cool kids had parties.
Yeah.
It's the original Hollister.
Yeah, that's where there
was a hole in the ground.
Yeah, well, they just kind of abandoned it because the Civil War happened, and put a kink in things, I guess.
That's a scary old tunnel to go into.
Yeah.
That old. Yeah.
So Pat, I guess what else we got on the list here?
We've got a list.
We're going to talk about what we were we were watching. So I think that'd be kind of interesting to hear what Alex has
Yeah,
to
hopefully
say.
Alex is on board with something we've got on the list. That would be even more exciting.
Sure.
Yeah, or I'm just thinking if there are more technical things we had to talk about. I can't. I'm trying to think if I had anything else to say about Kickstarter, but well, I'll just say it took a lot to get it all together, and I'm glad some people helped me, like you, Pat, and some Alex as well, and just it's great to get input from others, but yeah, at the end of the day, I guess you just got to put it live and see what happens.
And I'm sure we'll do an episode in sometime after 27 days to talk about this after it's
27 days.
and then another one in March to tell everybody how terrible it was mailing all these packages. How
Yeah.
onerous of a task it was.
If that's okay if that's the case. If it's a show where it's like, where I'm like calling in from, South America and I absconded with all the money.
Because somehow you
or
sold
whatever.
500,000 of them. And
Yeah, and I wouldn't.
you moved in with Pablo Escobar, and he's going to teach you how to launder that money.
Yeah. Well, that didn't
It's a
turn
new season of Narcos.
that didn't turn out too well for him.
Jeremy, what are you watching on TV?
So yeah, I gotta tell you guys, I started watching the Squid Game. I don't know if you guys have heard or seen this.
I've heard of
this.
it, but I
I've heard of
said
it.
no. I said I'm not going to watch it.
You said no.
I did. I said no. This and the Tiger thing, the Tiger King from last year. I said no.
Oh, Tiger King.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the Tiger King. That was he's quite the character, quite the amalgamation of things that you wouldn't expect in the same
Now,
person.
see,
I
I heard
suppose.
that the Tiger King is
Very true.
the Wario to Steve Irwin's Mario. I don't know if this is true, but this is what I keep hearing. And the pictures sure make
that
me
is-
believe it. I have no idea how true it is.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. I'll say I haven't watched Steve Irwin nearly as much as I did the Tiger King.
It's a good analogy.
I like it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's true. I like it. And
Yeah, Steve Irwin was like really classy stand up, going out of his way to do good things for people, and Tiger King was really not classy, really going out of his way to do bad things to people.
yeah, I almost
he's
met
he's-
Steve Irwin once.
Really?
Yeah, he was visiting across the canal from my office. They used to record the Kid Craddock radio show, and I'm looking out my window, and there's all these. I thought there were a whole bunch of Boy Scouts over there, but it was a bunch of children dressed just like Steve Irwin because he was over there, and people in the office said we should go out there and go meet him. I'm like, but there's all those kids should meet him, not us.
Yeah,
They're
not
busy. He's
adults.
busy with all those children. I mean, you can see there was one taller Boy Scout in the crowd, so that was probably Steve Irwin. That's the famous person I almost met because of the radio show. The famous person I did meet, I'm told, I didn't even know this, was Shakira.
Oh, really?
We said hello to her when we were walking by to get our breakfast. And when we went back, somebody explained to us that was Shakira, and we didn't even know who she was. We didn't know anything. This would have been like 2000, 2001 or so. This was a while back, 20 years ago.
Yeah, that was.
Did she speak normally?
I don't even
Or did she
remember.
speak in
I
song?
just said hello. I say hello to everybody. It's just what you do. Hi, how you doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Good
think
morning
like
or something. Yeah.
she would say like Shakira, and she for her greeting or whatever.
Hello.
But I'm sure she doesn't talk like that.
I don't.
Normally.
I couldn't even tell you. I don't remember. I only know that I met her because people told me I did. So it's not a. I'm oblivious.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm trying to think. I can't. I don't remember the guy's name. I can't remember people's names, unfortunately. But there was who's the fairly old guy that's like a college football sports commentator. Yeah, you guys don't.
John Madden has a video game,
Not John
so I know
Madden.
who that is.
The guy that always puts the mascot hat on himself. You guys don't watch football, do you?
It's true. I do.
I don't do sports.
Anyway, I was at a Clemson football game, and I'm like 90% sure like he was like with his bodyguards walking from one end of the stadium to the other, and like his bodyguard shoved me out of the way or something. Or no, he didn't really shove me.
Get
Up.
out of here.
I think I just like barely brushed him.
Oh,
They were just
shoved.
shoved. I mean, like maybe like barely
Elbowed,
made contact.
punched him in the face, got him.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
and you're a big fella too, though. It's how can I call it? A somewhat comical mischaracterization.
yeah, they did. But they were whoever it was. I don't. It was had. I was anyway. Whoever was that guy's bodyguards were much larger than me, and yeah, I am a pretty big guy. So
Wow.
yeah, I think maybe our shirts barely touched or something. So
Now you got me wondering if
how
Shakira
dare
had
you.
bodyguards. I don't remember anything.
you would think she would.
Yeah.
She was just standing outside the door of the radio show, I think.
But I mean, I guess if you saw her in real life, you wouldn't. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily recognize. You didn't
I
recognize her.
didn't.
So.
Well, I didn't even know she existed at the time. She was not new. She was new new to me. I don't. We'd have to look that up. But
Yeah, they probably played her music in Hollister
somebody
at the
told me
time.
she's like Britney Spears. I said, oh, okay. I know who Britney
She's similar.
Spears is.
She's like what Brazilian, right? Is that right?
I don't know.
Maybe.
I
No
don't
idea.
either. It'd be a better story should I study this stuff so I have better answers the next time I tell this story. I tell it like once every 5 years.
Yeah.
Do a Shakira fact from here on every episode.
Yeah. So anyway, I've been watching Squid Game. It's my wife. So my wife and I watch TV together. It's about not to really watch that much TV, but we'll watch a bit at night and stuff. And I was trying to convince her to watch it, and she wasn't really down with that because it looks, as you guys apparently came to the conclusion, it's kind of a ridiculous show. But one of her friends, who you wouldn't necessarily expect, told her it was really good, and then we got through the first episode and they started shooting like a couple hundred people, and spoilers, I guess, but and
Well, should we watch it? Is the
well, I'm only like 2 episodes in. I'd say if you can get past the bad lip syncing, is that the right word? Then yeah, it's not
dubbing.
it's not
It's
bad.
dubbed.
The dubbing,
Oh, it's
Yep.
dubbed. Okay.
yeah, it's because it's a Korean show, I believe.
I've been saying if I watch
it says it's a Netflix original, but they're all in Korea and they're speaking Korean, so I think they probably got it from Korea.
I've been saying that if I'm going
They
to
might
watch
have funded
something
it.
dubbed, everybody tells me I need to watch the German show Dark on Netflix.
Dark.
Great
I
show.
have not seen it yet though. It's
Okay, I'll have
good.
to check.
Yes, I like it a lot. Do you like Do you like timey-wimey
Yes.
stuff?
I'm a Doctor Who fan.
Oh yeah. Hey, okay.
Timey-wimey?
Yes,
Yep.
yes. So it's definitely timey-wimey. It's and it's a fun spin on it too. It's not quite so
Okay.
fantastical. It's like it's a fun.
The last
concept.
time I felt like I was ready to sit down and watch it, I read somewhere that they said, every time a new season comes out, people go watch from the beginning again to understand the things that they missed. And the last season wasn't finished yet, so I said, well, I'll wait until the last season goes up, so I don't have to watch. So I don't have to watch all 4 seasons, like 7 times or whatever it would work.
I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll say that the thing that actually is confusing is it's not a spoiler. You
Okay.
won't know. This tells nothing. The reason you can rewatch it so many times is the family tree itself is so confusing because timey-wimey stuff. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, they implied that you learn
just that alone,
something
you're like,
in a season, and then
Oh God.
and then you get to uncover all the stuff from the first season, and then the third season happens.
Yep.
And there's stuff in the first and the second season that'll make more sense.
Yep.
So Dark.
It's really well done.
So Dark is a watch in you guys' opinion.
Well, I haven't seen
Definitely
it yet.
from
I'm
me.
not.
Okay.
But I'm excited to watch it.
So it's like Doctor Who, but not like quite as quite as out there. Is that what you're telling me, Alex?
It's I don't know how to. I call Doctor Who fantastical, but it's also like it's so much more lighthearted. Dark is dark, and also
Makes
the
sense.
grit factor, and I don't know, just I love Doctor Who. I love it because it's so lighthearted. It's an easy watch. I can just turn it on. But this one it's not a neat. It's a challenging watch, but in a good way.
Okay. Yeah, Doctor Who was like, it's like I have a certain level of sci-fi that I like and enjoy, but then it's like Doctor Who was just like a little bit too weird for my taste. Hopefully that doesn't like lose me too much.
Oh, everybody's
credit
dropping off the
or
live
whatever.
stream now that you said that. I'm kidding. I have no idea. You had Counterpart on your list.
Oh
Have you
yeah,
seen Counterpart, Alex? I'm
have
really
not.
sad that they canceled it. It's a very hard show to talk about without spoiling
that's absolutely
Okay.
true.
everything.
But I'll say that guy J.K. Rowling. Oh, no, that's the lady.
Simmons.
He's a fantastic writer. No, he's
Yeah,
not a
no,
fantastic
he's a
writer.
good
He might be
actor,
a good
though.
writer. I don't know.
Let me grab my wand.
I put on my Reuben wizard hat. You guys get that
I
reference?
get that. I understand that.
Oh,
reference.
awesome. Yes. But
Do you, I don't want to. I'm gonna. If you folks have seen Counter, I'm gonna try not to give anything away. I watched the first season when it came out, and I'm disappointed that they canceled it, and there's no third season. But when I picked up the second season a year later, I had no idea who I was watching. You know, I didn't remember
right.
enough details about each of the characters to
right.
You know what I'm talking about, Jeremy.
I know what you're
and
talking
anybody
about.
who's seen it knows what. And you know, for the almost the entire first episode of the second season, I was just trying to get my brain back to figure out who was who, and it was.
I watched a trailer for it, and it spoiled the trailer spoiled the concept reveal.
Oh,
well,
well, if you know the
that's
concept,
Yeah.
you know what I was confused about because
Exactly. That's
which viewpoint
Yeah.
was I watching, and I didn't know at first.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that trailer was only like a minute long, and I was just like, stop, stop.
Yeah. Sometimes, it's like, I mean, I guess it's a spoiler, but like if somebody hadn't seen The Matrix and somebody's like, yeah, they're in like a different world and
What?
like, oh yeah, thanks.
What are you
Thanks for
talking
telling me
Yeah,
that.
like
What's the Matrix?
When they
Yeah.
when they download it into his brain.
Yeah. Well,
Are you going to watch the new one?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Let me
Oh,
ask
I'm
you guys.
very excited.
Do you think it's gonna be awesome or you think it's gonna be horrible? Because I feel like,
I could flip
or maybe
a
you think it's gonna
coin.
be in the middle.
I think it's going to be good. I think they've had some years to get past the second two that came out still had really good concepts, but I think they were so dialed in on the fight scenes with CGI
Yep.
and stuff. I think they've had time to get past that, and now they're going to come back to the concepts. One of the Wachowskis is back on
Yep.
it, so I don't know. I think there's a good chance it's going to be very
Yeah,
good.
a lot of people
Well-
say that they only had one good Matrix movie, but I think it was good right up until the end of the second movie, where things went off the rails and then got goofed. Like 90% of the way through the second movie, if I remember the movie well enough.
I love the film. You guys watch the film theories on
I've watched
YouTube?
more than a few of those.
He's got a couple
Yeah.
good ones about the Matrix. One of them is that Agent Smith is actually the one.
Oh,
That
yeah,
one's
I've
really
heard
cool.
this theory. Yep.
Yeah, I love that one.
Well, you see that they've got apparently a new Morpheus on this, a new guy playing Morpheus or
Oh,
new
no.
whatever. You know why they couldn't get the old guy? What was that guy's name?
Lawrence
Yeah.
Fishburne.
Lawrence. It's because he had to grow his hair out for the Pee Wee Herman reunion show they're doing.
Well, I knew he was on the Pee Wee Herman show.
Oh, come on. This is a joke. I'm just.
Oh, I believe you. Why
I was-
wouldn't this be true? I could believe this. Did you guys
I mean,
watch
maybe
the
it
new
is.
Pee Wee movie? New. It's like 5 years old, but the Netflix Pee Wee movie?
No, I didn't know
enjoyed
that
it
was
a
a
lot.
thing.
I was like, this is like being a kid again. It was fantastic.
There was I was watching this documentary. It was on the
Cowboy
it
Curtis.
was like on
Pee-wee's
What?
Big
You're
Holiday.
talking about Cowboy Curtis, is Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah,
Is that right?
yes. I don't know. I just thought I thought that was going to be a funnier joke than apparently it was. Um, but so I was watching this documentary. It was on the early Israeli Air Force or something. You know, basically how they fought whatever the early wars and stuff. And basically, they're talking and they're like, yeah, well, this guy's son was actually Pee Wee Herman, and then Pee Wee Herman's on the show all of a sudden. I was like, that was unexpected.
Totally unexpected.
Or whatever his real name. I assume his name isn't really
Paul
Pee Wee.
Rubens.
Okay. Yeah, so
We
then
learned
it's like,
Pee Wee Herman's name during his incident back in the 90s.
oh,
Everybody learned his name. Poor
Yeah.
Pee Wee.
yeah, it was that was kind of like before I guess I was young enough that I didn't get exposed to a lot of it was like I heard about it, but I didn't quite know what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's a watch for you guys. The new Matrix, you think?
I'm
think
definitely
you've
going
seen
to
it.
watch it. Are you guys going to watch the new
Yeah.
Dune movie? I have a friend who's
I
very
would like
excited
to.
that it's available today at some time today. It might be available right now for all I know
Huh.
on HBO.
It might be a weekend watch.
Yeah, I'll probably see it. I don't know. Hopefully Patrick Stewart will make a cameo.
That would be fun.
I mean, I imagine he won't, but
You're probably right. But
because he was the guy that trained Paul Atreides,
Yeah.
right? Because I never actually saw the movie, but I read the book.
I hear the book's way better
I saw
than the
parts
movie.
of the movie.
The old movie. I don't want to say this.
I've
Yeah, I just recently read that David Lynch refuses to talk about Dune, the movie.
Who is that the author
He was
of?
the director. He's very famous. I mean, he's done a lot of amazing films, but
I mean, how did they expect somebody to do a good job in that movie? They're riding worms around through the sand.
yeah,
And they're on these airplane things that are obviously not airplanes. They're like like
bugs.
dragonflies or something. It's like yeah, it's not.
Well, now we have the CGI for that.
Now we have the CGI. That's right. No, I don't know. It might be good. I mean, I don't know. I enjoyed the book. I don't think I read past the first one, but
I'm excited
know.
that I don't have to go to a theater to see it. So it just has to be okay.
Yeah.
And I won't I'd be mad if I drove to the theater, got my popcorn, waded through the trailers, and then was disappointed.
but they're gonna make that book into like 2 or 3 movies, right?
They're hoping at
Is
least 2, I thought. I thought it was
I'm not cool with that. I
No.
feel like one book, one movie. That should be like a.
it's a
you know.
thick book though, isn't it?
that is a big book.
It was a. I don't remember. It was a good. What? It didn't seem like it was that big, but
I've heard it's like as far as sci-fi is concerned, I've heard it's like one of the hardest reads. Like of the popular,
I believe
super
that.
popular, yeah.
I don't know. I read. I don't remember it being that hard to read, but I'm a read at least on an 11th grade level. They say.
I think more not necessarily like Ulysses or something like with this kind of challenging grammar, more like there's so many people and factions involved, and like you need a chart
Yeah.
so yeah, it's impressive.
I'll be honest. Well, I was gonna say it was like basically Lord of the Rings in space, but that's not quite.
No, but
Not quite right.
I understand the parallel that you're drawing there. I mostly avoid fantasy novels because there's just so much description of so much stuff that I just want the story to move along. And I'm getting old, Jeremy. When I watched the Star Wars, I don't remember which one. Maybe one of the new couple of movies. Maybe one of the side movies.
Well, you'd have to define that.
I know, right? But new, like in the final 3, or one of the ones in between, maybe the Han Solo one. I'm sitting here watching it, and every time they get into a lightsaber and blaster fight, I'm like, come on, just skip this. Just, I don't need to watch all this zooming around stuff. Just get to the story. Let me know what happens next.
My problem with, okay, so there's a couple scenes where, the Jedis fight like the guards for Palpatine or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like in several of the movies, they fight them. It's like, no, the Jedi is always going to win this. I mean, they never lose against whatever normal.
Yeah, you can just skip
I'd say
it.
humans, but they're not human. They're yeah. It's like, yeah, they're going to.
That's a good metric. Is there a time in any of the known battles that have occurred between henchmen / guard types where they overcame even a single Jedi? Is that like a thing that happened?
I don't think so.
I would wonder.
Unless I was going to say, unless you count when Anakin slaughtered all the young ones, but that's not really.
Yeah, he's not
really...
a henchman. He's got plot armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that always seems kind of pointless to me. but
I'm getting old.
Yeah. So
Jeremy, I keep refreshing your Kickstarter, every 10 minutes or so here just to see if the number goes up.
It's according to my poll, it actually does affect it. The more you refresh your Kickstarter page, the more it helps. Yeah. So every F5 helps. Or maybe that doesn't. No, that doesn't help, I don't think. But maybe it does.
We could tell people that it helps. They'll believe it.
It's like the shipping.
Yeah, like with shipping.
We just have to check it.
Yeah. Hey, what's the show you got here? Only Murders in the Building, Pat?
Only Murders in the Building. I'm probably 1 or 2 episodes away from the end, I bet. It's Steve Martin and Martin Short in a show on Hulu.
Yeah.
As soon as if I saw either of those names in a show, right, I would watch it, right? But now it's both of them in the same show. So totally, you have to watch it. It's a mystery, and it keeps getting more complicated. It's interesting. I keep getting surprised, and it's enjoyable because Steve Martin and Martin Short are just delightful, always.
Steve. Yeah, I think I always get them confused with.
It's 2 of the 3 amigos.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Well, that sounds good. I don't have Hulu, so honestly, I probably won't.
Oh man.
Won't pick that up, but
you're missing out.
Maybe. Well, I kind of cycle through. I'm on the Netflix now, and I was on HBO before, and I don't know. Maybe I'll do something later. Disney Plus is always like, maybe I should get that, but then it's like. I got kids, so they're never going to let me not get it.
Yep.
I mean, they'll do, they don't pay the bills, so if I don't pay it, they're not going to have it.
True.
But they're not going to make me happy about it either. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
They can definitely plot and place raisins in inconvenient places.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, Pat, do you think that's I guess we've been going on for an hour and a half now.
It's funny. Good job.
We Alex, we thought we'd have you on for like 10 minutes, but it never really goes that way when we have somebody on that's interesting. So thanks so much for taking the time out of your day. Hopefully we didn't screw up your schedule too badly.
No, this was fun.
Yeah.
It's really cool to see what's going on with you guys. I really hope that your Kickstarter continues to have success too. It's very cool.
Oh, well, thanks so much. Hope this didn't come up with too much of like a commercial for it, but it's been, it's been,
well, it's on your mind.
What I've been working
and
on.
It makes sense to
on
talk
my mind.
about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they say,
cool
Jeremy, that what I remember from when we were planning a Kickstarter was that you tend to have a big surge at the beginning and a big surge at the end. So
yeah. That's what I've heard.
If nothing else happens, I expect that you'd at least double this at the other end.
I hope so. I guess my future plans for promoting it are, there's a maker fair in Orlando that I'll be at. If you happen to be there, I'd love to meet you. But basically, I'm going to promote it there, and that'll be a few days before it ends. So hopefully I'll be able to convince some people to support it. And then apparently tomorrow, our friend, Nova Tech Spirit, or
Nova Spirit Tech.
Nova Spirit Tech, sorry, he's gonna do a video on it. So that's gonna be, I think that'll probably be pretty good too.
Yeah,
So
his content is relevant. His audience is relevant to your
Yes.
macropad, which is nice.
Yeah. So I always screw names up. I've probably done that probably 100 times in this show. So
I'm
my
trying
apologies.
to like poor J.K. Simmons, Jonah Jameson. He's been J. Jonah Jameson for 3 different Spider-Men so far in the movies.
I quit
did not
watching
know that.
Spider-Man after the Tobey Maguire.
Well, he was J. Jonah
Series.
Jameson for Tobey Maguire, and he still is, as far as I know, today. Well, they haven't had him. He doesn't work for the paper yet, the new Spider-Man, so we don't actually know that. But the previous 2, were there 2 more?
Huh.
I don't.
Is that J.K. Simmons?
That's J.K.
Sorry,
Simmons.
Oh, he's because he's like a character actor, I guess.
Yeah.
Before blowing up now in Counterpart,
In those
which
State Farm
apparently-
commercials too.
and State Farm, Counterpart, and Goliath too. I was gonna mention that.
Goliath was
He
It was
fantastic.
also I didn't
The
see that
last
one.
season to me was a bummer, but the first 2 seasons were fantastic.
It's a little weird, but you got to see Mr.
Goliath.
J.K. Simmons, flex his
Oh,
muscles
is he
a
in there
lot. So
too?
the last season of Goliath, yeah, he's like the bad guy.
Gosh, I
Not
really
the-
don't remember the last season.
Maybe you didn't see the last season.
There's a scene in the first season of Goliath. It's of everything in that show I remember. Is this a spoiler?
Wow, he got ripped.
Yeah,
Holy cow.
I was trying to figure out how old that guy is, and he's got to be like, I don't know, late 50s, I guess, at least. But yeah, it's quite a, makes me think I should be in better shape than I am, I guess.
Yeah, his shoulder had like 11 lines in it.
Well, until you get to 12, it's not really
Is that true?
much to brag
Ah,
about.
why are you even trying?
Do you even lift, bro?
Yeah. Well, it's probably a good place to end it.
I believe you, Jeremy.
And,
Yeah.
What's
I
that?
believe you, Jeremy. Where can we find you on the
Yeah.
internet, Jeremy? That's something we're supposed to put in the episode.
Yeah, so my website is jeremyscook.com. You can find me on YouTube if you search for Jeremy S. Cook, and on Twitter at Jeremy S. Cook is a good place to find me as well. What about you? Oh, and I am not on TikTok, but I don't even know if you could search for me on that
I'm going
anyway.
to get on TikTok right now. That's good.
What about you, Alex? Are you on TikTok? Are you you might be
I am, but I do like little bogus things that I tinker around with on there. But my project is just Clockopedia, just clockopedia.com.
Did we get to use it,
I'm just
or
gonna
is it
turn
just
it
for
in.
you?
It's everybody. It's only got Gmail sign in for right now. So I don't do password management stuff. So I rely
Nobody
on it a lot,
wants to
but
do
yeah,
password management. It's the worst.
no.
Clockopedia with an I,
So,
not
yeah.
Clockopedia. I wanted
Yeah,
to type
Clockopedia.
Clockopedia. I know that's not spelled right, but that's what I.
Clockipedia.
Yeah, so-
Clockipedia. We should have mentioned it earlier.
Well, we can edit
10
this
times.
into the beginning of the episode.
Nah. It's still brand new, but yeah, I think it has some potential. Like if you don't really use TikTok, you can only just receive from it because you won't have any content to put on
Okay.
there. So it's
Okay.
but yeah. If you ever do decide to start making content for it, it's a great way to organize it in a nice viewable package, so you can send someone a link of it.
Nice. And I've only viewed it on my computer, but I assume it's more of a phone-based web app. It probably looks a little bit better on
Yes.
that. Okay.
It does.
Nice. Not that I'm trying to
does.
demean it on desktop experience.
Now, I am one developer. It is totally fine. I like all
You're
criticism.
doing a good job,
Please.
I imagine. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know yet. But I logged in. That's all I've got. I don't know what to do
Nice.
now because I
Oh.
don't have anything to do. But
Let's see.
I'm in here now.
Yep, there it is. Pat's head at
That's
Gmail.
me.
I got you. Hey, you're a trailblazer. I automatically give everybody who signs up for like
Oh.
the first, I don't know.
That's exciting.
Your account has an exemption type called
Now I'm going to
Trailblazer.
have to log into
Nice.
TikTok and pair this up.
So yeah, you can find Pat on trail at his
I'm a
Trailblazer
trailblazer on
Clockopedia
with an I, not an O.
with an I.
Well, the
Yeah.
second
And we're-
the second O is an I. I mean, it's still clock,
Yeah.
not click. I'm really
it's like
making this confused. I'm sorry.
Wikipedia.
somebody asked me.
I gotta see if that's real.
Somebody asked me on the phone. He said, "Oh, do you?" I said, "Jeremy Cook." He's like, "Oh, do you spell that with a C or a K?" I was like,
Yes,
"Well, both."
Both.
But you know,
Wikipedia is real. It's a Chrome web app.
Click Impedia or click Opedia?
Yes. That's great.
what about you, Pat? Where can we find you
It'll be
besides
linked down in
Wikipedia,
the
of
thing.
course?
I'm at patshead.com. I haven't written anything in like 2 months. I'm very disappointed in myself.
It's a great
I'm gonna have to
advertisement.
do a better job. Well, there's lots of good content there, Jeremy. I've been writing for like 11 and a half years or something. I can verify that.
Good.
I should check that.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm on YouTube.
All right.
And I'm on the Creativity Podcast with my lovely co-host Jeremy scook.com.
That's right. That's right. Well, cool. Well, thanks, Alex. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks for
Yeah. It was
Thanks
good
for
to
talking.
meet
Thank
you,
you guys
Alex.
for having me. Yeah, likewise.
good to
It was fun.
meet you, Alex.
Yes. Stranger. All right, guys.
Take care.
All right. See you guys.
Should I hit the stop? Where is it? Here it
Yeah,
is.
hit the
I
stop.
found
And
it.
Alex, don't. Oh.